Yo, it's official. Like a referee with a whistle. So like and share this episode. So are entertainers and athletes, are they leaders? This is a question that was brought to my attention. Are entertainers and athletes leaders of the new frontier? Like some people would like to say. Look, just because someone's highly skilled in a certain area, basketball, football, soccer, hockey, baseball, that doesn't make them a leader. Now, just because you can throw a ball, catch a ball, bounce a ball down the court, now maybe you're great at doing that. That's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being great at whatever you're doing. But that doesn't necessarily mean the person doing it is a leader. Now, the reason why a lot of people get confused is because of these nerds that's in the media. That's on ESPN, Fox, CBS, and even online. Some of these people have podcasts now that are on TV. I'm not going to call no names, but you know who I'm talking about. The same people you see on TV, you see them online. Some have podcasts, some have shows, sports shows, and everything. They make it seem like just because this person is a great teammate or a good teammate, that makes them a leader by default. And I'm telling you, it's not like that always. Just you're a good leader before you're a good teammate. You're a good leader before you become a great player. That's how it usually works. Or you can become a great leader and a great player at the same time. But if you look at some of these teams, they have some great players on the team, but they aren't necessarily good leaders. For whatever reason. You know, that's how it usually works out. You have to become a certain type of person in order to become a great leader, especially a great leader of men. You have to become a certain type of person first. Then, if you add that along with your unique skills that you might have, and you become the complete player. That's where the greatness comes in at. That's how that usually works. Because on any team, small or large, regardless if it's sports or entertainment or business or some company, everybody's not on the same level. That's on the team. In any team environment, everybody, we know this. You work with people at your job. There's some people are slackers on your job. They're not good leaders. They're definitely not a great leader. They're not good leaders at all. So just because they have a certain position at your job, supervisor, manager, etc., that doesn't necessarily mean they're a great leader. They've been allowed to be in this position at your job. That's all. But when it's time for meetings and conferences at your job or company outings, or when it's time for y'all to meet up, the management is talking about, oh, yeah, I got such great leaders on my team, this and that. What he's really saying is he's talking about the job position. He's not necessarily talking about the person. The job position, it doesn't necessarily requires good leadership skills. Heck, you can bullshit your way at the job, and you might be a horrible leader. You might be a good delegator. Let someone else pick up the slack that you're not able to do, or you probably just don't want to do. So that's not good leadership. I mean, we can just take a look at the politicians in the White House. There's no good leadership in there. Take a look at it today. You can take a look at it when Biden was in there. There's no good leadership in almost none of those positions. And the leadership starts at the top with the president. So go figure. If you're the first sign of bad leadership is when you're blaming someone else for the problems that may occur around you on your watch. That's the first sign of bad leadership. When you don't take responsibility. So I remember I was listening to Aaron Rodgers, quarterback. Well, he used to be quarterback for the Jets, but he got released like a week ago. I remember him. He was playing in, I forgot what game it was, and he was throwing the ball to Mike Williams. And Mike Williams ran the wrong route, and the ball got intercepted. And after the game was over, the reporter asked Aaron Rodgers, hey, what happened on that interception? Aaron Rodgers was like, I threw Mike Williams the ball. He ran the wrong route. He wasn't where he was supposed to be. That's why the ball got intercepted. Those were his exact words. He threw Mike Williams under the bus, man. See, that's the sign of bad leadership. When somebody just threw you under the bus like that, you know. Now, any quarterback with good leadership would have been like, hey, I threw the ball. It was bad communication. We wasn't on the same page. There's my fault. That's why the ball got picked off. That's what Aaron Rodgers should have said. But he didn't say that. You know, he didn't want to take no responsibility, none whatsoever. You know, and see, people have patterns. And the older people get, the worse it gets. Now, this starts early, when we're early. You know, because we learn this from somebody. We learn from other people growing up early. So somebody must have told Aaron Rodgers that throwing people under the bus was cool. This didn't start like last week or 2 years ago for somebody like him to do something like this. Because he's done this quite a few times. I say all that to say this. Aaron Rodgers is considered to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in the NFL. But he's not a great leader at all. So just because somebody's a quarterback of a team or a leader within an organization, that doesn't mean they're a great leader at all. Jalen Hurts, quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, he's a great leader. He's highly respected within the Philadelphia Eagles organization and the team. If you pay attention to the body language and how the players speak about him, how they feel about him, you can tell they respect Jalen Hurts. Even before the Super Bowl, you could tell. Even a player like AJ Brown, even though he might be pissed, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, during the season, because I've seen a lot of their games on TV during the season, even though they've been pissed because they weren't getting the ball, because they felt like they could have won some of the games, or the games could have been easily won, they were pissed. But even though they were pissed, they still held a certain level of respect for Jalen Hurts. They never went off on him and, on the sidelines or say some old crazy wild shit. They never did it. They might have said what they said amongst each other. They never put him on blast and never done none of that. And that's because the level of respect they have for him, because he's a great leader. Not only is he a great leader on the field, he's a great leader off the field. Because during the season, they could have easily threw him under the bus. They could have easily left the football field, and after the game, some reporters said, "Hey, how'd you think the game was? Are you happy how you played?" They could have easily said, "No, I ain't."
Do you find yourself struggling to meet women through online dating apps? Are you tired of constantly swiping left with no success and not knowing what to say to get the attention of a woman? Look no further. Our expert tips and tricks will give you the confidence you need to succeed in the online dating world. It's time to start taking control of your dating life and master the art of online dating. Imagine meeting some of the most attractive women in the world. Our game-changing program will help you navigate the world of online dating with confidence and charm. From creating a standout profile to crafting the perfect message, we've got you covered every step of the way. Our program covers everything you need to know to make a lasting impression. Say goodbye to endless swiping and hello to meaningful connections with the women of your dreams. Join the countless men who have found success in meeting women through online dating by following our time-tested and proven strategies. Take the first step towards improving your dating life today. Master the art of online dating and take your game to the next level. With our proven strategies, you'll be a pro at online dating in no time. So don't wait. Go to onlinedatingfordummies.com and get started today. And take control of your dating life, and you'll be light years ahead of most men with our groundbreaking program. Get ready to swipe right with confidence and watch your success explode. So don't wait. Get started today by going to onlinedatingfordummies.com and take the first step towards finding your perfect match.
Happy how I played because I ain't getting the ball enough. They could have easily said something like that, but they never said it. Because the level of respect they have for Jalen Hurts, because he's a great leader. on and off the football field. But as we know, all quarterbacks in the NFL are not created equally. Some of these guys are highly skilled, but they don't get the respect from the players on their teams. They don't. And that's how it is. So when it comes to leadership, is you have to become a certain type of person first. And then you have to have the right set of skills to become a great leader. That's how it works in the real world. But these nerds on TV will have you thinking otherwise. They'll have you thinking just because you have a position that somehow that you're a great leader by default. And let me tell you why they think this. They think this way because a lot of these nerds, they have been given certain positions and they know most of the time they don't deserve to be in those positions. That's why they talk and act the way they do. And if you're the type of guy that have the skills, highly respected in those areas or certain areas of expertise, those guys, those nerds, they don't want you around because you become a threat to take their jobs, to take their shine, to take the attention away from them. And they can pick up on it because these guys are very insecure. So it's a different type of game that's being played. You know, different type of game that's being played. You got the nerds against the alphas. And if the nerds don't want us around, that's how it goes. When you turn on the TVs, the majority of these guys, I'm gonna say probably 97%, they're nerds, betas and cucks. These guys are not highly respected. Nobody respects them. Their family don't respect them. The people they work with don't respect them. The players don't respect them. These guys are not highly respected at all. They just happen to be put in those positions. So don't get it twisted. Just because you see somebody on television, athlete, entertainer, rapper, a lot of these guys are lames. Men and the women. You know, and there's this thing where a woman they try to make women to be good leaders. And see, when it comes to a woman, when they say a woman is a good leader, it's the same idea. It's all about awards, getting up and speaking in front of people. It's all about some type of action if you're a woman. That means that makes a woman a good leader. If she can speak in front of a couple hundred people, or write a book, or woman power, that type of shit, that makes her a good leader, because a lot of women will look at her and say, oh, it takes courage to speak out like that. It takes courage to stand up in front of people on the panel or on the patio and speak like that. And having awards and plaques, that's a lot of women look at that as good leadership. Just like the nerds. So it's the same idea, but when it comes to a woman can easily stick out from the crowd. But that same woman that's speaking in front of people, got the awards, the plaques, or helping other women do whatever. Based on my experience, that same woman is on television doing whatever and saying whatever. They're very insecure. They're very insecure. And I know a lot of these women. I've met a lot of them. They're very insecure about how they look, how they dress, the shoes, the makeup, the hair. They don't like their voice, how it sounds. Man, they're very insecure. If you get to know them well enough, they'll be asking you about your opinion about what they think about them. If you get to know them on that level. But meanwhile, the women that are staring at her or listening to her, they look at her like she's perfect. But she doesn't see herself as perfect though. But the other women, they do. You know, and these other groups of women are giving her thousands and sometimes millions of dollars to speak. You know, she get paid gigs and all. A lot of these women do this stuff, and even the nerds. But these people are very insecure. The majority of these people are very insecure, man. I'm telling you. They're not comfortable in their own skin. They don't like what they see when they look in the mirror. Oh, I mean, they're so insecure. This is why if a guy comes around like me that's comfortable and confident in his own skin and happy with who I am and what I'm all about, and I don't have no identity issues, none whatsoever, man, that makes them uncomfortable. Because they look at it like they don't want to get it, they don't want me to expose them. You know, not like I would. I mean, I really don't care. But that's how they think. That's how insecure these types of people are. You know, I become like a threat to their survival in some weird type of way. So just keep that in mind. When I look at these games and these shows, these entertainers, I don't take them serious. Football is just a stupid game that people just like to look at. Basketball is just a game. That's all. These actresses and actors, it's just a show. It's just a movie. It's nothing serious. A lot of these people are not who you think they are in real life. As a matter of fact, if you meet some of these people in real life, you wouldn't like them. You wouldn't like them. You wouldn't like hanging around them. A lot of these people are bored. They're not fun to be around. They don't have, a lot of them don't have no personality, you know, bad leadership. They're just not, a lot of them are kind of antisocial, a lot of them will be standoffish, even though you might be safe. Even though they know that you don't mean them no harm, because to even get close to some of these people, you know, they have filters. You would have to go through somebody to get to them. So the coast is clear. You ain't there to harm them. But even still then, they still would be standoffish. They still would be uncomfortable being around you. Because that's how insecure they are. These people are. That's why I say never meet your favorite entertainer. You would be disappointed if you would hang out with them for a couple hours or a day. You'd be like, oh, you really bored. And a lot of times, a lot of them are not approachable. A lot of these entertainers and athletes, they're not approachable at all. A lot of them, if you was to introduce yourself to most of them, they would probably reject you in some type of way. That's why when I see entertainers, I never approach them. I might speak, hey man, keep doing your thing or whatever. Sometimes I might not even do that. It's been times where I've seen people, I might have walked past them and I might did a double take, look back, and I'll be like, hey, what's the name? And I just kept moving, But I don't put them on a pedestal. They're just highly skilled in certain areas. They figured out how they could get paid doing whatever they do well, but that doesn't make them your leader or a great leader at all, necessarily. That's all I'm saying. So don't never get confused when it comes to that. Get to know the person. Yeah, well, if you have a chance to get to know the person before they became a athlete or actor or actress, or before they got on TV, then you'd be like, oh, okay, this guy or this gal they ain't really what I thought. And in most cases, that's what it's gonna be. You're gonna be like, they ain't what I thought. He or she ain't what I thought they was. That's what you're gonna say. Because that's the same thing happened to me. I met, some people out and about in the nightclubs, and I might chit chat. I'm like, majority of people are not. These people are not cool. Even if it's a safe space, they still ain't cool. Because I could understand if they had no way of thinking that, hey, this dude is cool, this girl's cool, you don't gotta write with nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, because there's some people that approach them and they freak out and make a scene or whatever. I ain't that type of person. I'm always calm. Because they're just people. I don't put them on a pedestal. But hey, you tell me what you think. Like, share this episode. Don't forget to check out my Patreon. Until next time, I'm out. Peace. Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight, but then I saw the sky and that I like.